from the monthly updates. And I've been working very closely with Leah on this. She's the asset manager for Frankfurter. Recently, we were introduced to Philip as well, who's come in as Philip. I'm sorry, I forget your title, but
Vice President of Asset Management.
There we go. They have more tools than when we started, which I think things were going very well, but welcome to have more eyes on this. So with that, glad to be here. And Philip, off to you.
Thank you very much, Mark. Appreciate having everybody on this call. We're going to try to run through things and keep everybody on schedule. So with that, I just wanted to formally introduce myself as Vice President of Asset Management here at Frankfurter, working with the team on the Stanton Yards project, which Leah is going to give you an inside view of how things have been going to date. So with that said, I'll turn it over to Leah.
All right. So I'm going to go through this, just a little breakdown and rundown of how things are going, and then we'll open up for Q&A if anyone has. So we're starting with the property. We all know this 164 unit property, 2-story buildings. I just wanted to say that we'll be sharing a copy. There will be a copy of the PDF available at the end. If you want, I think you can reach out to Mark for a copy for your review or for your records, whatever you want. Okay, Philip, you can continue. This is the location area.
So this is the overview.
Okay, property fundamentals, just wanted to say, so we know the property that we bought, but looking to constantly improve the property value and then add value with unit remodeling, which is going great, and we're continuing in that direction, and amenity enhancement, which is making a great impact on traffic. We're seeing great traffic. And here you'll see the property breakdown with the rental rates. You can see the average comp. I'm sorry, give me just 1 second. Should we? Okay, so you see the rental rates 1.16 per $1.16 per square foot for the rents in place. I just wanted to say that we recently increased the market rate, and it's going great with traffic, and we're charging now on average it's $1.42 per square foot, and that's going great. So in the coming months, the in-place rents will be significantly increased.
There's another slide for that. Yeah, never mind.
Good. Okay. All right. Continuing to the property. So our current occupancy is 73.8%. But if you're looking at what's leasable, what we have available, we're actually doing really great. If you look at the breakdown, it ends up being about 95% occupied with leasable units, because we still have the down units. I'm going to go more into detail a little bit further down, but we had a delay in that renovation. So with our availability, we're doing great, leasing up beautifully. Here's the breakdown, and you're just going to see what we're projected to be in October. Right as of now, we're projected to be almost 82% occupied, but I believe it'll be a little higher due to getting some more units online. Philip will continue, and we'll go into it, how we're going to get there soon. So here you have a little financial highlights. So we have, it says here, we have progressively pushed rents up to 10%, but we were 10% until recently, but we pushed a lot in the past 2 months, and we went up to 24%. Our new leases are doing great. We have, let's see, the 24% or $175 increase from previous rent. So that's on all new leases and move-ins and then renewals. Leases are doing great. We're targeting great numbers. Traffic is good. And that the value of the property went up by a lot. Even though we have some challenges, we're behind in occupancy and a bit on collections, we'll see soon, but the value of the property went up a lot.
If I could jump in real quick.
Sure.
So one thing to consider here too is, our current occupancy is below our initial projected amount, which, $1.26 per square foot is actually the market rent as well. However, with these 20 down units that are in the back of the property, that is going to be the most desirable part of the property, the way that it's situated. It's very green. We're going to have some special seating. There's going to be a premium on those units. So if we didn't have the delays with the city and those were online right now, then that would have brought the dollar per square foot up more. We would be about that amount, if not very close to it. And then the other thing that's dragging it down is we have delinquent renters there. And as we can push those out, we get good quality tenants in, it's going to really spiral in the right direction.
I agree with all that. And Philip, perfect. The next page, we're just going to go in to see how we're going to get those, so that tenants how to drive them out. We just engaged in a new security system where we have off-duty police officers that are at the property a couple hours every day. And we're hoping to, they're there for safety reasons, but they're also able to make arrests or get any unwanted, non-paying or threatened residents out for good, which will increase in collections and change the demographic of the property. We're very excited about that. And then you'll see what Mark mentioned before, we had delays in the down units because of the permitting. Anything with the city and Atlanta across the board has been a struggle. They're very slow and then behind on the process with evictions and with permitting. And we finally got the building permits on August 5th. So we're anticipating to start the project soon. We're finalizing on our contractor. It took a little longer than expected because the contractors have to rebid due to increased material cost. So we're going to be starting that soon, and that will really increase our income in the next year. We hope to be a little more aggressive with those rents. As Mark mentioned, it's being in the back green area. We're going to make a nice sitting lounging area out there. So we should be able to add a nice amount to those rents. And the traffic trend is going well. So I believe that by then we should be doing well as well. And we'll be leasing it up pretty quickly. And going on to collections. So the same problem with the city, our evictions are about 8 months behind due to the city of Atlanta being behind. So with that, we're putting in, we offer cash for keys with good residents that are having a hard time paying. We call them in and they're making payment plans with them. We're helping them apply to assistant programs. There's a lot of options in place, which is, we're seeing improvement and it's going to go even better. We're heading in the right direction. And hopefully with this new patrol officers, we're going to see really positive impact on that. And as mentioned before, despite all the challenges, the property is really doing well and the value has really increased, and we're looking forward to even more value add in the coming. Going on to our renovations. So here's a list of all the completed projects that we have. We have some more projects underway that are in progress and more projects that are planned to start soon. Here you'll see some before and after photos. You'll see the before and after the pools and the clubhouse furniture starting to come. There's a lot of positive change that's happening. We're hearing good feedback from residents, which is driving more traffic, which is bringing more income. As you see, these are unit renovations, before and after pictures, and then all this positive impact and change that we spoke about will bring to better distribution quarter. And from the end of next quarter, we're anticipating I know the last quarter has been 1.5% in distributions. It was a little bit unexpected. We're for sure going to be 1.5 and hoping to aim for more than that. It really depends on the economic occupancy, which we're heading in the right path with increased collections and timing on the CapEx on the lender submissions to get reimbursed. And yeah, we're looking at a better quarter and we're hoping to distribute better. And the property's doing great. Is there any specific questions anyone want to?
Yeah, real quick about the distribution. Now, keep in mind, obviously, those distributions since they're coming in less than 8%, they're going to be deferred, and we'll pay those back as soon as possible. It's not like we need to wait for a refi to do that. As soon as the cash flow supports it, we'll be able to add more to pay that back.
Correct. Our priority is to distribute and to pay back as much as we can as soon as we have that, and we see it coming. We have to get there, and it's going in the right direction.
What is the timing of the lending?
The lender reimbursement. So we do them on a monthly basis as CapEx projects are finished. So that includes unit renovations as well. As they're complete, we pay them and then we submit to the lender for reimbursement, and that takes about 10 days. It's on a monthly basis.
But part of the original pro forma, we described having a key for significant reimbursement. Is that still on track?
I'm sorry, or lender reimbursement.
Mark, you might be more familiar with this.
Yeah, are you talking about the interest reserve being released?
Yes, that.
Correct. Part of that was already released. Over 200,000 was already released. And I'm waiting to get an update on the rest.
And what is the amount of the rest?
About 345, give or take.
Okay. Okay. Anybody have any questions? One person asked, when will we reach the target percentage distribution?
Okay, so you're talking about getting back to the 8%. Yeah, with next quarter probably being back around 6%. We do think that the following quarter should be back at the 8% part of it. Now, since we're rebidding and should have the answer soon on those the down units, we think those will be ready in 8 months. Of course, if one of the buildings, we could focus and open one of the buildings first. Once that extra cash flow starts coming in, we'll be in great shape. And there are some other down units that we have there that should be quicker to turn. So as those come back online, again, good things will be happening. And then of course, with those, 13 units that are non-payers, the quicker we get those out, especially with the armed police officers, of course, that's all just adding up. So we think in a couple quarters, we'll get back to the 8%. And then when the new units are online, we'll be able to pay ourselves back for the missing portion.
Is there anything else? Any other questions?
What type of engagement are we seeing with filling tenants? Any feedback, thoughts on why we're not able to fill those units?
As we mentioned before, the leasable units are leased up. If we look at the available units that are not down, we're technically leased at 95%. If you look at it that way, traffic is great. We're able to lease units. We had some units that were missing that didn't have electricity. So we restored most of them and got leased up right away. There are some, I think it's another 8 non-electrical units, which will have, hopefully we should have electricity on by next week. We had an issue again, it's the city of Atlanta that's really taking their time, very hard to reach. They are giving us a hard time just achieving the certificate of our business license. And for that, they need to do a 100% unit walk. And then they'll grant us the certificate. So once they do that unit walk, they'll also give us back electricity for those 8 units. Finally, it was tough for the management to get an appointment with them to schedule the unit walks. They're very hard to deal with, but they got the appointment. You'll see in the PDF, they're scheduled for August 16th and August 17th. So we should have electricity back on those additional 8 units right away. And then this minor renovation to get them back online. And I'm 100% confident in them that they'll be leased right away. Traffic has been great here. It's really the issue is just getting the units online, getting the work permits we have to, but we're seeing light at the end of the tunnel over here with the city of Atlanta. So there's good things.
Yeah, we are experiencing a wait list with applicants, and we're being diligent not to accept anybody who won't pass credits. So that's another key factor to making sure we put in tenants we want to keep.
Yeah, I'm from the numbers of applicants to accept it. I'm always impressed. I want to say it's in the 50% range. So that means we're being very diligent about who it's.
Yes, their compliance and their approvals is pretty rigid, which I'm happy with because we want paying residents and we're still getting approvals. We're leasing very well. And they even implemented some high rates, like I mentioned, the market rates, and we're getting it no problem, which is showing very good at Stanton.
Yeah, so it sounds like a lot of our issues has been more about getting the permits, not engagement with the site or the management.
Correct. Yeah, it's getting the permits to get these units.
Eric, what drove the need for the off-duty police officers? I guess there's need some context on that. How often are they on site?
They're on site on a daily basis for 4 hours. They're more at the night hours. We decided on these hours together with the regional at the property. She informed us of when these gang members are mostly out and when the police officers will be able to see action that they need to see in order to get rid of them.
And we've had other security officers there before, but what we found was, Leah, you might want to correct me on this if I'm wrong, but my understanding was they weren't really enforcing, they're almost trying to impress the residents. So it wasn't going to be a fit with them.
Correct. It was a security team at the property. They were expensive. It was good because it was keeping the place calm, but it wasn't changing anything. It wasn't changing the demographic. We want change here. We want to improve the resident relations. We want to improve collections, and we want to bring the demographic to a friendly, happy, safe environment. So the only way to really turn that around, we thought with evictions, but you see Atlanta is so delayed. So we decided to go with this expensive plan in hopes to improve this a lot.
How long do evictions take in Georgia?
Sorry, how long is what?
Do evictions take in Georgia?
Oh, renovations takes
No,
about,
evictions.
oh, evictions, I'm sorry. It's taking a long time. I can't tell you the exact timing. We've had some set outs. I think it's a total of 4 units that actually got set out, but their evictions was filed. I think it took about 9 months. So it's too long to wait. And it doesn't mean that necessarily will all be 9 months. It depends how they're running. They have just so many evictions piled up and there's no way to expedite it or anything. So it's just, we wait around until it happens. That's why we have to take the extra moves to try to get things turned around on our own.
Yeah, it certainly takes a long time. I've had that experience myself, and it emphasizes the critical nature of screening the tenants correctly.
Yeah, we've had it across the board in Atlanta. It's not the only property that's having this issue.
One of our investors asked, so are we expecting to get more than 8% after the new units are fully online?
Sorry, Mark, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I'd say keep the 8% expectation so we can exceed expectations. Yeah, it's certainly possible. We'll aim to do that, and stay tuned. Sorry, just to add one more thing. We do plan to, again, pay back. It'll be over 8% at least for a period of time, so we can pay back the missing amount.
And then we have one comment to provide a summary slide of performance versus pro forma.
Yeah, we can do that.
Good point.
Yeah.
Okay, 12 minute past hour. Appreciate everyone's time and questions. This is recorded, so we'll share this recording and the PDF of the presentation. Thanks, Leah and Mark, for attending today. Thanks, guys, for attending.
Pleasure.
Thank you all. I hope you all have a good day.
Good day. Bye.
Bye.